¿Por qué, loco? ¿Qué te he hecho? ¿Qué te he hecho, loco?
Such a limited imagination you have.
¿Por qué, loco? ¿Qué te he hecho? ¿Qué
Meu
te he
Deus, é
hecho,
muito
loco?
ruim, velho.
Cleave plus Empower. I don't think he's gonna have a good time. I think
And
that,
RP and Fiend's Grip. There's so many ways to control them as well, right?
yeah, they have like Io, but Io wants to be tethered to Luna, so this is not gonna be a save for Brewmaster. Also, I want to see what the item build is gonna be. I see Urn, so that's a good thing. I'm a big fan. Last time I saw it on the offlane, I believe it was twice yesterday. A Meteor Hammer. Not very effective, especially if you don't have any kind of stuns. Also, there's not enough lockdown for for Ember Spirit. So a bit worried about that. You know, Dark Willow, she provides some remnant as well, but he should be okay. When I talk about the mid-game fights, Brewmaster, he might need to like preemptively use a split. There's gonna be a lot of value from the Dispel mechanic, Dispel the Empower, Dispel the Shield, Flame Guard, and also Dispel Warcry. So if you like, he needs the micro. This Brewmaster needs to pop off.
And it sounds like there's a lot of things that have to go right for NoPing, while Infamous much more easy to execute across the board. Does that mean you need to see NoPing pop off in the lanes and have a good laning stage, or do you think they've got ways to split push with this Luna IO to kind of get back into the game if things go badly for them?
Seeing how NoPing played with Io Luna, I've been really impressed. What they do, RDO on a carry position, I don't think he makes many mistakes, and KJ on Io, they feel very stable. I don't see Magnus and Snapfire winning this lane, but we'll see how it goes. It's very hard to lane into Io in general. If you're don't have enough damage to burst him immediately, it's just pain in the ass. And Luna, one of the strongest laners right now, and like heroes that always feel good no matter what the hell is happening in the game. Having Luna, you can like always do something as a carry. She's not one-dimensional like some of the other carries.
Yeah, she can move and hit towers, clear ancients, clear waves, like sit mid lane and just hold on to your tier 1 there. She's got a lot up her sleeve. There's lots to talk about this game, honestly. We've already seen like a D-ward down bottom by the Radiant. They cleared out the Dire Observer, but they've also got a Radiant Observer in that Dire triangle blocking up the Ancient camp as well, something that I don't usually see. An Observer, not a Sentry, blocking up that camp.
It's gonna take a while until that gets devoted. They understand how strong Sven is with Empower. So that's gonna be like what they need to go in and possibly try to take fights in the triangle. Not necessarily at this point, but having vision and see if the like big camps are being stacked. Yeah, Void Spirit, like he's not the best hero to clear those big camp stacks with. But also I want to talk about Void Spirit against Spirit matchup. Before Void Spirit was, I think, my go-to. The strongest spirit, but seeing how a lot of the games have been played out, when I checked, I think it was a week ago, at the start of the DPC, Ember Spirit was 5-0 against Void Spirit.
Yeah, we had a similar discussion at TI, didn't we? Where Ember Spirit was like unplayed, then he went like 5-0 because Abed was analog. Yeah, he's okay. Because then Abed won like 4 games in a row on him. People started copying him. Then Ember went 5-13. Void Spirit and I guess Storm Spirit were the 2 strongest ones. Now it's complete reversal, where we've seen Void Spirit fall off a little bit. Currently, pretty much even in the CS department between the two, though. Both going to get themselves a Water Rune early on. And then that third lane up top, Brew, Dark Willow against a Sven Bane. Oh man, if I was either of these Radiant heroes, I'd be crying tears. Like, support laning against Bane feels bad. Trying to defeat a Sven who's just whacking you and he's got a Stormhound set up.
I don't think
like a great lane for the Radiant
should die in this lane, nor Dark Willow. They could be the one playing aggressively. Sven still keeping 2 points in case he wants to like start harassing Brewmaster with the cleave, have an extra point in Storehammer if they feel like there's an opportunity, if there's an opening, so they can set up a kill. but still, in terms of kills, like once they hit level 3 on NoPing, I think they can start playing a bit more aggressively. Urn is already done.
Okay.
So with the Cinder Brew, I mean, you need a charge, but you can easily ignite that with the Bramble Maze.
Yeah, that's pretty handy. Well, Courier goes down bottom. Michael loses it to KJ. There's also, oh, hang on, KJ gets cookied and skewered right under that tier 1 tower, and down he goes for first blood. The final touch is there from Sacred, helped out by the tower. Beautiful little grab
Nicely
there.
executed. Cookie in front, Skewer in the back. Who got the first blood? Was it Magnus?
Yeah, it was Sacred.
They
It was
shared the
Magnus.
gold, so okay. But Magnus going for mana boots, he wants to be able to kill in this lane, going for shockwave build, which is a correct choice. Void Spirit managed to pick up a water rune. They're still chasing.
They don't have chains, just sleight of fist with a Blightstone. Nice cookie there. Attempted dodge by Analog, but even with the stick charges, he will go down. And that was down to Analog stealing that dire bounty rune as well. He moved off to the right-hand side, spotted and chased down by that Snapfire across the map.
Huge rotation from Snapfire. This means Ember Spirit will hit level 6, while Void Spirit will still be level 4.
Magnus
¿Por qué, loco? ¿Qué te he
takes a
hecho?
Lucent Beam to the back of the head. Needs to tango himself up. And I guess Michael now has realized that the Ancient's camp is blocked. So he'll make...
Would you
bit of a move
realize
here
that
for the
the
large
camp is
camp.
blocked there, Gary?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I personally wouldn't because I am stupid. But I absolutely have 100% faith in Michael.
Michael has a sentry ward queued up. And now this is where the problems start. You can't kill Luna. You spam the spells. Luna's gonna be like full HP. Snapfire made a rotation, which was a good one, but this also opens up the lane for Luna, and you're spamming the spell. 11 magic 1 charges. Once that combined with Io's healing, his stick, and the Fairy Fire, it's almost impossible to take down Luna. One of the reasons why this hero and combination of these two heroes is super popular.
Yeah, incredibly strong with Wand and Treads. I can't really catch KJ because he's just going to tether away. So instead, contest the pull, grab up a little bit of CS on your way through. Some big stacks being made over in that dire jungle, though. You see Axel.
Oh yeah, Bane. Whew.
Look at Bane go to work. So he's going to stack and guard that top rune. Try and make sure that Theo and Analog can't make their way over there. It'll spawn bottom anyway, but you also have the Snapfire rotating in 6 minutes. They've got both supports guarding runes, so much more active from Infamous to give this mid lane a better
This
time.
is big. If Michael can get on top of Analog before he gets level 6, there's the siege creep unit dying. Oh, he gets the deny.
Deny.
He's
Wait, how far is it?
level
1
6.
XP?
If we tilt the
1 XP.
monitor, that's level 6.
He's literally 1 XP away, hey? Sad times for Analog. Well,
Gotta use
is he
the
gonna clear this
gravity.
camp? Should move to Australia. And Theo, after moving in towards mid, then back towards top, he's not quite sure where he should be. Sven has ditched the top lane, leaving Bane to lap a bit of that experience up. Clear through some of these juicy stacks. Oh, look at him go. God's strength, he's level 6. Got himself treads. Even attempting a stack of his own. Not quite working. But good attempt.
Value from Tumbler's toy. Jumps, gets from one camp to the second one faster. Just pure value out of the item. He's gonna keep it for himself. Most of the time, tier 1 items, if you find it,
the dive
you
top.
keep it.
I got the Bane. So 2 little moves there being made. There was Ember Spirit moving into that bottom Radiant jungle, scouted 3 heroes, just remnanted away. Then Brewmaster, of course, diving that top tier 1, gets the Bane kill and allows them to push with a huge wave plus catapult. So first objective should be going to NoPing there, opening up the map for themselves. And once you do that, it's such a nice place for your Luna to shift up the top half of the map and start playing there.
She can start playing around the triangle. She can start playing top. There is a bit of vision, but they need to set some things up in the like outpost area for Dire to see Sven's rotations and where Sven is farming and any kind of rotations coming out from there, because this is where Infamous wants to smoke. There's gonna be someone on the top lane trying to push out the wave. If it's Luna, you want to play around that area.
Some supreme rune control here from Infamous as well. Pretty much getting all the active runes for this Ember Spirit as they guarded top. He rounded down bottom for the DD, has his Javelin already. Analog is full HP, full mana, so not really under threat of dying just yet. Infamous looking to get level 6 on their snap. Try and get a bit more XP on their Bane as well, because Grip plus Kisses allows their 2 supports to roam around and open up kills on pretty much anybody.
I like that every single time I see KJ play IO, he always goes for mech pretty much. I've seen different item builds, either it's Holy Locket or mech. I feel once you hit that mech, it's a big timing, especially with the chip damage. Once you try to like siege, there's gonna be a lot of sleight of fists from Ember Spirit. Oh, look at those stacks being cleared right now by Infamous.
Ardio's pausing because he's like, those bastards are doing what in my triangle? They're invading and taking my creeps? You look at Dire Triangle, it's full of creeps. There's a large camp that's like 6 stacked or something. Radiant Triangle. If Infamous get both of this, I don't know, that's a lot of money, Lacoste. Do you not do the maths on that?
No, we're not doing that on stream, but check Dire's Triangle. Look at the big camp.
That's what I mean. Like, if you add all of these camps together, Radiant and Dire Triangle, that's a lot of money. We need Texas Instruments to come in and hand us a calculator as they RP onto that Void Spirit, and down he goes with a chain stun from the cookie.
That's exact.
So large camp secured, stolen, kill on the mid lane, taken, Theo the Core nearly dying, Remnant defensive there from Alone as they loosen Bean and Curse Crown, attempting to take it down. He's going to slide dodge, jump away, beautifully done, but it's into the Brewmaster. Monster is there to zone him back into KJ and RDO.
NoPing said sec Discord. Maybe the thing was that they were trying to tell Void Spirit to go back out of that area on Discord and he wasn't listening. So they needed to fix that. Unfortunately, in the end, he dies. So right now, Void Spirit is 0-2-0. Can they get this kill? Would need to use split, but it's a tough one. I don't think you want to commit to it.
Yeah, there's a Bane lurking around as well. He's only level 4, but if he had a Nightmare there, would have delayed the push forward. So while that's all happening, Lumiere, yeah, exactly.
Level 11, 10 minutes in. I saw, who was it? It was Shad Kunkka, who was level 21 or level 21 or 22 minutes in. So he kept 1 level per minute. It's insane. And then he couldn't keep up. Like the XP that you need to get to level 23 to level 24 is just too high.
You got to keep on accelerating. Well, NoPing trying to break themselves out of this. Smoking up with Monster. Leading forward with a primal split. If they can take down the Sven.
Plus reload, it's 100% kill. Give it to Luna.
Highest net worth hero on the map taken out. Courier also sniped by KJ. And this should lead into that mid lane push. But they've got TPs arriving. Sacred Magnus with a mech. Michael has the Mortimer's Kisses. Tier 1 around half HP as Bane starts things out. There's the Kisses coming. Monster so drive back into the Fiend's Grip as well. Good pick on the Brew and now disengage. Just hold out, defend your objective. That's the key goal here. Core might get tagged by a slight chains. We'll see if they can finish off the Dark Willow. Yeah, should be reasonably simple with Axel the Bane, position 5, getting a double kill.
That's something you want to, but he'll take it. He'll get his mana boots faster. I'm okay with the Brewmaster gameplay so far. He managed to get all the involvement from Primal Split. 2 times he used it, 2 times he got a lot from it. First time he got the tower and a kill. Second time he got a kill on Sven, which is pretty big. They still lack a bit of a tower damage unless there's Luna hitting the tower. I don't think you feel so much comfortable just hitting the tower if everyone else is alive. Before you get a BKB. Once you get a BKB, gonna be a different story.
This one. Nightmare save. Curse Crown still there. Cookie forward. Alone with a slight back as the Shadow Realm hides the Dark Willow, but burnt. to that remnant jump back. Every time Infamous make that first step, it feels like they get kills and there's no real answer from NoPing. I need this Yule Scepter on that.
Gigantic. He has BKB if he wants to disassemble Echo Saber and then go back to it. If they want to hit this timing, I think you just keep the Echo Saber for now. I don't think BKB timing. If they siege a tier 1 tower, I think it's okay to disassemble it and just have a bit more security because they have no abilities that go through magic immunity.
Do you remember back in the day when we used to talk about like Anti-Mage and Spectre and Naga farming, and we would talk about 10xing?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Not real.
Do you remember
10xing?
Like 10 last hits per minute.
Oh yeah.
Right now, Sven has 170 CS at 13 minutes. It's insane amounts of farm. Okay, these are like neutral creeps. He's been clearing camps, but it is.
In the days, it's very hard to compare like any of the items because game changed so much from back in the days. But yeah, he has that BKB if he wants to unlock it.
What's he gonna do? There it is. And the rest of his team smoked up in front of him. KJ warding up the triangle, gonna get found by the Ember Spirit. Alone, so easily on top of him, and that timing on that cookie to stop the tether, beautifully done by Michael as well. Dark Willow scrambling to clear that mid wave to try and stop any kind of push into that objective, but it looks like the top lane is where they're heading. Sven has already cleared the path in front of them. But NoPing, they've got a different idea of what's about to happen. They don't want to give up this tower. They want to go and fight themselves. There's the Brewmaster and the Void Spirit straight onto the Bane. Axel down, tower defended. Primal Split did get expended, and Monster's looking for that +1. Can he get the Magnus? Where's the rest of his squad? They are coming in from the back, but there's a Sven with a God Strength and a BKB ready to battle. Relocate forward, puts the Luna there in front of Sacred. They get RP'd up though. Sacred without Eclipse on him does die as the Mortimer's Kiss is well placed. But there's no Sven. There's no backup. Now Lumia joined in. Double tap steal the core. Storm Hours as well. With the God Strength he will get a kill. There's another stun on Analog on Monster as well. This Void Spirit and Brewmaster are getting blasted. Great.
Oh, nice
save. Michael still into the urn, damage over time, and Monster stunned. Stormhammer comes with a high ground observer ward given by the Bane. Beautifully placed. And 2 core kills plus a support. Infamous get the better trade as Alone also kills off KJ.
KJ also, this is big, like this is huge for Infamous. Bane setting things up with the ward. Sven hesitating there, did not want to fully commit. Void Spirit, I mean, Analog, he's not having a game. I think it's a tough situation for him because your Brewmaster is not going for any kind of like initiation item, and until he gets Aghanim Scepter, he can't just preemptively use Primal Split. So he needs to be the one initiating, putting himself in a bad spot with using either Astral Step or double Astral Step, which he did use on Bane, and then had only one left, used it. Suddenly he's out of spells and gets even Fiend's Grip, which was not necessary considering that everything else was on cooldown, but they still got a kill.
Yeah, they got both of them in the end. It was well done by Sacred as well. You know, he has that mech. He survived a little bit longer than the Radiant expected. Got a good, 3-man RP. And was able to drag that fight out a little bit longer. KJ and RDO, very forward in terms of where they are on the map right now. This is dire territory, and the smoke will lead to them finding the IO, but he's tethered back to the Luna, very distant. The big pole allows them to escape, and Luna is out of there, ever so barely. Flipping onto KJ, though, and a slight fist, though.
And now we have Snapfire with completed Solar Crest, so that's another buff for your Sven on top of Empower. It's looking scary. 3k gold lead. Big timing for Infamous is gonna be picking up 2 Blink Daggers, one on Sven, one on Magnus. Also Ember Spirit getting very close to his BKB, and then once those BKBs are up, they can freely just go in and delete any target, lock onto one target and completely delete it. Panel talked about, and we mentioned how Brewmaster's Brewlings are not gonna be very effective against Sven with Empower, and also Sleight of Fist with Empower. That's ton of damage. They're really not tanky early on.
At what point do you think RDO has enough physical damage? Like, what item do you look for in this Luna? Because she just disassembled Dragonlance into BKB. But against the
and
Storm
has
and the
my
Ember Spirit,
favorite
like
quick buy 4 Ogre Axes. You go back to Dragonlance as well, because the item's too valuable to pass on Luna. I think they can still like take a fight. It's just that Brewmaster needs to control one of the heroes in the backlines. He needs to stop the grip with either Boulder or a Cyclone. Most of the time you want to use it on Sven, so he's completely out of the fight. I think if Infamous gets the first jump, they win a fight.
So we'll look to that monster Brewmaster. And if you can control the Sven, maybe even before that BKB would be ideal. Grabs a load of them, but mid lane, they've got the Bane caught up, Dissimulates on him, Axel down. Monster wants this tower, sends his Bruling straight onto it, and the Storm Bruling also looking in towards the back lines. Cyclones the Magnus, oh, that's the Blink reveal as well. So no Blink RP coming just yet.
Dire's middle tower.
And there goes the tier 1. Oh, Sacred. He goes to the RP, Shockwave Skewer, drags the Luna back, but Audio has a BKB. In comes Alone and Lumiere. They're chasing the Luna down, but she is out of there. They've got to switch targets.
They need the kite.
His second primal split. They're on to Analog now, but Void Spirit is a slippery devil. He's holding the high ground, just standing on top of the staircase. And now what, Infamous? You're dealing with a Luna who's tethered up with his Io, relocated back into Lumiere. Sven cleaves into Io and looks for RDO now. Skewered back into Alone and Axel.
Oh, great save.
Beautiful. Oh, Axel, what a move to keep that Ember Spirit alive.
Dark Willow, they overuse their abilities to kill a position 5 Bane in the mid lane, and there was no need for Terrorize. They already used one split, and they kind of lack that Terrorize to control the team fight post BKBs. Once Sven goes in, as we already said, they have nothing. They have absolutely nothing to control him. So during the BKB duration, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Same goes for Ember Spirit. So they need to be able to either have a buyback on one of the heroes that they lock onto and kill, because it's pretty easy to kill them, or they need to kite. Like, they need to reload them out, which is not that easy. Sven just dishes too much damage in a short period of time.
Yeah, it comes back to what you were saying earlier, right? There's lots of little aspects here that NoPing have to get right. You talk about the Brewmaster controlling one of those heroes, potential buybacks they need, the Io has to be with that Luna with a full, full one, the mech to go as well. And Alone's gonna BKB, chains up these Void Spirit and the Dark Willow here. They've forced him to BKB, and oh my god, okay, Theo just dies.
Power.
Okay.
Also not a big fan of Dark Willow's skill build. 4 points in Shadow Realm. You're more about that control. Bramble Maze, duration, scales. You want to control the Ember Spirit. The Ember Spirit was so close to dying. Like, if you have a bit of an extra damage, a bit of an extra lockdown to keep him in place, so Luna and Void Spirit can deal damage. Like, she's very under level. Level 8 compared to, like, Snapfire's level 11, level 12 after the book is consumed.
Underfarmed as well, right? 3,200 compared to the Snap's 5.6. So now we're looking at, you said the Solar Crest already, but Blink Dagger is like 2/3 completed. Infamous got to feel pretty strong with their position right now. Just put Lumiere onto objectives, get them towards tier 2 towers. Start considering Roshan soon, though. 21 minutes in, you've got to be thinking about the big man in the cave, and that's why the Dire are scanning Roche. Maybe expecting NoPing to go in there and sneak it. But it's a smoke from them.
Because they're showing a lot of heroes bottom. You see Sven with Solar Crest and Empower on, you know that they are sitting behind him. Io Luna ready to relocate. Let's see the
Sacred. There's the Yules on Sacred. He's got around and out. Onto Alone though. He tanks it for the Magnus. Still holding the mech. Sacred inside the Eclipse. Gonna get buzzed down by Ardio's Luna. And Lumiere struggling a little bit here to stick on a target. Gonna go for the BKB TP, and it looks like it should be successful. Gets the hell out. A 1-for-1 trade. A good initiation from NoPing, but a good retreat from Infamous equally. Can they find any additional kills though with a Cyclone into that Remnant? It looks like they'll find the Bane, but
oh no,
Brewmaster to Alone. This Ember Spirit shreds through them. The duo core here from Infamous proving so valuable as these Sleights of Fist are cleaving through NoPing. He's even going to run them forward aggressively. No BKB and no mana left, but in comes Sven to look for the Wisp. Io down, KJ's gone, and the Luna left stranded. No one to save her. Analog, what's he got left in the tank? A Dissimulate, not even ready.
once again, they fall for this tricksy Bane who dies twice but manages to almost fully team wipe NoPing. That fight was close. Like, if Brewmaster dies, he was left at 70 HP. Grip was cancelled and he couldn't, so he used one of the splits. He needs to use preemptive. Like, he needs to pop it. If he gets ripped, if he gets jumped on, it's gonna be a whole lot of a different story. But Sven has Orchid, so that means he has a bit more control against the Void Spirit if Heal Scepter is used on himself a bit before, or aggressively on someone else. Has that split again.
Yeah,
this knife doesn't last forever.
He's just stuck there for absolutely ages. Roshan down, Lumiere gets the Aegis, and Bane gonna get focused here by the Primal Split. He's got another Nightmare and a Cookie to get to high ground. Axel, Nightmare's the Fire Panda, Brain Sap's another one. Can I save him? There's Michael here, and Primal Split. It's gonna end soon. Monster. He's got the Aghanim, so he can drag back to the Storm Panda. Well played by him. But honestly, that bottom... Wait, hang on a second. Is Brew... Yeah, Brew's fine. That bottom fight felt like it was almost identical to the fight that was north of Roshan, the previous one, right? They go on Magnus. That first fight, he got a big RP. This one, he just died. But the ability for Infamous to drag the fight out, extend it, and move your opponents away from towers, away from objectives, has been superb. With Sven and Ember just rejoining over and over again. There's the IO. Well, he gets away from the Horn Toss, but he can't escape from the Sven and the Snapfire.
Horn Toss. Now it's 100% move slow and attack slow instead of the stun, which is pretty big. It's a rough one for NoPing. Like, I don't think Luna can solo carry this. Void Spirit is so far behind, trying to farm the Aghanim Scepter to be able to deal with Snapfire and Bane, because these are the targets they want to delete immediately. It's just not enough control. There's not enough like jump power to be able to go to the back lines. Brewmaster has E on this right now, so that means he will be able to get his ulti off in a team fight.
Ember Spirit chasing Void Spirit. Not gonna find him. Analog's away in the trees. So how much of this lead do you think comes down to that Radiant Triangle invasion by Infamous? You know, they clear out the large camp on Ember Spirit, Sven clears out his own triangle. Is that the amount of gold you're expecting, you know, the Void or the Luna would have to keep them in the game?
It's significant, but I don't think it's like game-changing compared to what they drafted. You have
and the execution.
I just don't feel this hero is good. Maybe I'm wrong. I've seen it fail so many times. Right now they're being scouted by Infinity Ward, which just expired, so they feel really safe. Sven with Aegis, I don't think they can go on him. Level 21, Warcry armor, that needs to be dispelled. Right now, that is 25. You heard that correctly, 25 armor. 25!
That's a lot of armor. And Brew and Willow
top tower is under attack.
Playing just offset from the Luna IO. Trying to trade places on the map here. But Bane is causing some issues. He's just lurking around, nightmaring people, looking to set up onto anyone they can find. Theo into the Shadow Realm. It looks like Infamous a little bit afraid. They didn't know what was up the high ground. They were thinking it was a bait, I think.
No skewer. Horn Toss is not a stun anymore, so it doesn't stop it. Cookie would do the trick.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Someone made the call to halt activity.
Not
go on the Dark Willow there. Vision for the Radiant spots the Bane and the Sven. Axel will clear one of them, but still one observer remains just outside of sentry range. Now it feels like a game of cat and mouse, a bit of split push action for NoPing. Analog cutting waves. Bot. Luna trying to find any space.
On disc.
Yeah, Monster. Primal splits as well.
I feel you're not watching what I was watching, Gary.
Oh, I was watching Analog trying his best to make space on the map. But he might get caught here.
There's the grip on him.
There it is, and Sven's TPing. Who else is arriving? Ember Spirit with that Aghanim's upgraded remnant, super long range. U.Esports Scepter and an Astral Step and Assimilate maybe, but the Orchid, Lumiere has the silence before the Void Spirit could even pull the trigger on his escape abilities.
Everyone upgraded to digital. Void Spirit, he's still playing analog. Maybe that's why he's not doing so well.
Very good. Very good. Is it high ground time?
It is. Age is 30 seconds. I think you pop the ulti here with Sven and just beat the tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, it forces the glyph at the very least. What is the defense plan for NoPing? Void Spirit gone for 15 seconds. So that's 15 seconds of Sven destroying and annihilating every single member of your team. Theo and Monster dead with buybacks though. They're going to use it, but I think this is a lane of racks gone regardless of what you attempt to do. Alone trying to find anyone. There's the one to skewer. Sacred drags the Dark Willow in, just brought back at the Liquor dies back as Analog jumps straight onto the Snapfire, but Michael's pretty tanky while Alone and Lumiere, they're just bursting through KJ. Io gone, Audio's got himself a BKB still, but struggling to find anyone that he can actually continue to hit. Now the Sven with no agent, no BKB though, it's a big kill to take if they can just find him, but the RP! Sacred stops them in their tracks. The cleave from Lumiere, the cleave and the damage comes through. Audio finally kills the Sven, but at what cost? They'll lose everybody for it. The Brew and the Luna will try their hardest, but down they'll go. Monster stuck in between 4 infamous heroes and Luna's buyback. Well, that doesn't feel too good.
Oh, it really doesn't. Like, they managed to kill Sven, but the great RP, Sacred was so patient with it, lands a 3-man. He was also, like, skewering the back. Dark Willow, just not a hero in this game. Like, she has shard. I didn't see any big terrorize ulti. Most of the time, you either want to stop Bane's ulti, or at this point of the game, you need to play for that RP. Like, this is your counter initiation to RP.
Yeah. Try and defend the Luna and the Io.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
A minute and a half until potential spawn on Roshan, so a bit of breathing room here potentially for NoPing. Especially with Sven dead for another 30 seconds. So they can go out and clear bottom wave. Maybe plant themselves on the map when Brewmaster's alive. And they've got some good vision here in their triangle to make a hold out of their mid and top lanes at the very least. It really has been a rough one for Theo, you're right. I mean, I keep forgetting how poor she is. Looking at the inventory right now. Tranquils, Voidstone, Magic Wand.
Why is he still called Theolicor? Can change the name to Theoli Support, right?
I thought you were going to say Theolipor.
Dire are scanning.
Well, that can work as well.
Sad times. Yeah, I like this move still. You know, you're down, you're behind, you know that the game is slipping out of your hands. You come out of your base, you get some vision down, you know that you want to play here. You want to play around Roshan. This is one of the best chances you have to sit on your triangle and hope for the best. But it's also an obvious one, as is signaled there by the snap, drawing the big circle around every hero of NoPing, and a smoke straight across the map as well. And again, 20 seconds before fast Roche spawn. Who will they find? Ether Remnant on the high ground, blink past it, straight in with a skewer. They've caught out Monster and his Orchid silenced up. It is, and he gets the primal split out there as KJ being focused down and killed off by Alone. Ember Spirit gets the first kill of the fight, and they've also managed to isolate Chains Up onto 2 core heroes. Void Spirit and Luna able to dispatch with the Bane at least, but now it's TP home time until the RP comes. Sacred arrives, and the kisses come. They don't need the Sven Lacoste. They've got the damage and control they need. Burst through that buyback Luna, dead for a minute and a half. Now Sven can focus on the primal split instead. Monster's Brewlings last a grand total of 1.5 seconds, and his Earth Panda waddling away, slowly retreating. Michael and Lumiere have got his number though, with a final touch. No, they don't kill him off. He's actually popped back into his normal form. He's kiting. He's baiting them away from his base. They're not hitting towers. That's a victory for Monster. TP successful. Cancels the TP.
Cancelled it. Here's the high five. Okay.
Come on, high five him, please. Oh, he's dancing around Sven. He's pirouetting and dropping his shoulder, but Bane's TP will force him away, and a TP from KJ relocate him back to Fountain. But in the meantime, you look at that mid lane, it is gone.
I mean, in that fight, Sven didn't deal any damage. He misuse his BKB. The rest of the damage was done pretty much by Ember Spirit, who's gigantic. Oh, the big horde dodge.
He's got him. 3 heroes dragged in because of the tether as well. So KJ's put himself in harm's way. Another sweep through. NoPing tap out. Infamous. A great burst of moves and plays in that mid game. Some beautiful execution. So yeah, Lacoste, questions about the draft of NoPing?
Yeah, I mean, they go with the same stuff every single time when it's available. Io Luna, this Brewmaster needed to be something else, some kind of a lockdown that goes through magic immunity, either like a Legion Commander, Beastmaster, something like that, so you can get a lockdown on Sven, because Sven had a pretty easy game. Like he was not contested during his BKB timing, and Ember Spirit, he completely popped off. The rotation from Snapfire, killing the Void Spirit, then once again he dies. Void Spirit was kind of not felt in this game compared to Ember Spirit, and Ember Spirit once again prevails.
5
Radiant
seconds
team
remaining.
ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Mars!
Dire team pick.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Radiant team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Silencer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Ogre Magi!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Lion.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Meu Deus! Meu Deus! Meu Deus! Meu Deus!
Dire team pick.
Praise King.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Phantom Assassin.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Admiral Konka.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Tide Hunter.
You may now select your heroes.
Uai, aí compensou, né?
Very good. We're seeing a bit of a sub-meta develop now. Brazilian teams up against Infamous. SG did it in their series where game 1 they went with this IO, split pushy, move around the map and out farm. Game 2, heavy team fight. Now NoPing doing the same thing. IO Luna game 1, try and out farm and move around the map. Game 2, team fight galore. Lacoste, do you think it's going to go game 3 as well?
Yeah, even without seeing cool aspects, I didn't feel like Infamous can like fix their draft so much. I don't think he's a game winner here, considering what he's playing into. 2 supports is I'm most worried about for Infamous. Playing into PA with Empower and Bloodlust, and then you have Tide Hunter to back you up, Snapfire to possibly put the Solar Crest on them or on you. These heroes are gonna melt. Like, we're talking about some super fast timing, Phantom Assassin with either like Deso, or you want to get a Maelstrom, something that Skeeter did. He didn't even have Empower in the game. It was a kind of a hybrid build, something that like a lot of analysts and some players that I talk to still feels like you're missing the timing on Phantom Assassin in certain games if you go for Battle Fury. So it's most likely gonna be Deso into BKB, and then you have like this strong timing. You have Roche opened up, they have ton of minus armor, a lot of they just killed the Roche and killed towers with. So I'm really worried about it. They need to pop off in lane. By pop off, I mean, I don't know, this needs to be
10-0
pretty much, yeah.
That's a rough one. Hey, what happened to like Sandra and Yasha on PA? Is that just an indication of the times where people are playing faster and we need BKBs faster? Has SNY kind of dropped off?
It's okay maybe to get it as a third item. You're playing against Lion, so status resistance is always going to be great. They pretty much every hero has a stun or some kind of disable, so it's not a bad choice. Maybe as a third item, tank up a bit. There has not been so far a game in South America where there's no pause at the start of the game.
Yeah, we need a little bit of time just to collect our thoughts, figure out exactly where we're heading. It looks
At least the ones that I'm casting.
Yeah, I think I've had it as well. But what's KJ doing? Is Ogre going to block the small camp, I assume, with that sentry ward? Yeah, it looks like it. Stop alone from getting any extra farm with his Tidebringer. And double wards again around that mid lane for the Dire team.
You want to block the small camp. I'm also want to see what this mid Magnus does. Still want to be some kind of a damage dealer. You do not want to fall off. So getting Echo Saber into Blink Dagger, or if you want to, like, depends how the lane goes. Getting Blink Dagger into Echo Saber is also fine. If he feels he can get away with Echo Saber first item, that's cool. Because that means you're going to be able to farm up your Blink Dagger much faster. You're back onto the tower on a mid lane. Tower only hit him once.
What did you expect?
Denied.
Yeah, that Blink Dagger is pretty useful if you look at the lanes that he gets to play into, right? There's Tide, Snap, plenty of stuns and slows for, you know, Blink RPs, to Blink Skewers to come on in, and you know, Ogre, such a great hero, just walking into a fight, baiting people to surround him, to open things up for the Magnus as well. So I wouldn't be against that. And right now, KJ walking straight towards Michael. A dagger from RDO, a couple of whacks and an ignite. Try and keep that Lion at bay.
He gets it on both heroes. Something that you want to do. You kind of try to isolate them, but you can also play with the RNG. A lot of slow in this lane. Phantom Assassin has Orb of Corrosion queued up. This is the item that you can skip if you don't plan to go Battle Fury, because it delays the play so much. So in this situation, I think it's justified. They hit level 2, so they could potentially try to go on Lion. But Ogre's only level 1, so we'll see. Blink Strike's still available.
What did you expect?
They're just throwing this continual chip damage over and over, but Ogre's the one that gets turned on. Michael, Fairy Fires, stays alive for a second longer, and with that magic stick, he might slip away from the PA. RDO, the creeps block the Lion, he pings it out, he's upset. Stupid melee creeps making me die. But a trade out there and a 1-for-1 first blood goes to Infamous. But RDO gets a trade out.
KJ brings in the Healing Salve and a full magic wand for Phantom Assassin, so that means she's gonna be full HP pretty much, and also the Blightstone bringing the Orb of Venom. Lion needs to be careful. Even though they got the first blood inside of Infamous, it's still a good trade for NoPing, where Phantom Assassin gets some solo XP. That means she hits level 3, and now Lion should be in a bit of a trouble if they decide to just keep on harassing him. This magic stick's doing fine, but you still need to be very careful about the jump once you get, like, if you misuse your Earth Spike, like, this is go time for Ogre and PA.
Absolutely is. And down in that bottom lane, Silencer's trying his hardest just to put Arcane Curse, do a bit of damage here and there. But his small camp looks like it is warded up with a Dire Sentry. No pulls available from there. Attempting the large camp, but doesn't look like he'll be successful. And I also like what Tide's doing here. You know, we saw that Bracer in the previous series. Now he's got himself Quelling, Ring of Protection, and bringing a... Oh, Michael, the help from the spears there. The Lion's still being gone on as he hexes the PA. RDO just going to have one more tap to find yet another kill.
Fine. Had 14 magic wand charges plus a Fairy Fire. Ogre doing a very good job keeping him alive. Gonna be full HP, and once Lion joins again to the top lane, they can start playing aggressively, because Phantom Assassin didn't use the magic wand, which means killing her this time around is gonna be even harder.
It sure is. Silencer does get that D-ward, so pull camp open to him. But I don't know, handling this Tide now with Ring of Health, Magic Stick, he's pretty much untouchable, and that opens up Theolacor to be able to roam around potentially, guard runes, stack camps, or just come back and play in the lane and hunt the Silencer as they make the move on him with that minus armor and Cookie. Good stun from the Wraith King to slow them down a little bit, and Axel, Fairy Fires. They don't get the takedown.
Level 1 curse, that doesn't do much. 1-1-1 build on Silencer. You want to be very active with this hero. Problem is you're playing into Tidehunter, so that means not gonna get a kill on him. Might get a trade kill on Snapfire, but you are probably dead if Wraith picks up the solo XP. Top lane, I think that we should just focus on this lane, because not much happening on the other lanes.
And Mars, it looks like he might be dying here, but he's got boots and a Fairy Fire. He was expecting that dagger to come towards him. Yeah, you're right. Ogre and PA just getting right up in their faces while farming away at the same time. It looks like Alone's Kunkka coming to the triangle to stack up some camps. Torrent there. Not going to get the Ancients going.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's been a lot of this going on. Like Magnus slips back into a small camp, both of them getting tons of CS in addition to the lane creeps they're getting.
A lot of farm trade, not much happening except the top lane. Olga going back to base, buying another healing cell, top tier stuff, very flashy gameplay right there. Very
high
impressed.
skill.
Top tier skill. We need to do something about that. I don't know if
What, regen sharing?
talking about, yeah, I'm not necessarily region sharing, but it's kind of boring, the laning stage, how it is with the pool camps and everything, and especially spamming position 5 spamming healing cells.
Well, go on the Mars.
Trouble.
He's got Rebuke and Spear, both at level 2. He would like to spear the PA back, but yeah, Ogre plants himself in front to make sure Ardio could still give chase if he wanted to. While in the mid lane, Analog's being hunted by a lone, X-Mark and the boat, but there's an RP to slow things down, and the boat actually misses. Mistimed, but there by a lone. And Analog, well, he's on the run back, but look at who's joined. Michael's Lion making the rotation in. 2 supports to help the Kunga kill off Analog's Magnus, while Ardio slays Sacred up in that top lane.
It's very hard for Sacred to play that lane alone. He is keeping the spear for as long as he can, but 2 supports showing, making a rotation means he needs to hug the tower. Problem is they see him. There's a ward near tier 1 tower on the top lane, so they can easily just jump him. Now Phantom Assassin got level 6, which means coup de grace. Kinda hard situation. He's itemizing correctly, I would say, going for the chainmail instantly to try to reduce any kind of damage, but it's not enough. Oh,
Yeah, he's gonna get hunted regardless. Oh, that's level 6 tide, isn't it? Does he kill him?
For Hand of Midas.
Monster's level 6 with 14 denies on this Tide Hunter, 40 last hits as well. It has been a 1v1 for a little bit, but yeah, how do you feel about the Hand of Midas?
Not good.
Oh dear.
Not on a timing. Hand of Midas, very, very situational. I think once you get the Armlet Deso, you can deal with these supports. You're not the best hero against Phantom Assassin, so you want to like deal with the rest. You want Kunkka and Lion to deal with BA pre-BKB.
Well, we know how much Lumiere loves to farm. Definitely an indication of that. He can level up his ulti here if he wants to. Holding a point for reincarnation, but he'll just die instead.
Good choice.
Why?
Understands that he's dead. He knows there is Ravage available on Tide Hunter. So what he needs to do right now is TP to the top tower, and he has no skeletons, but definitely needs to make some kind of rotation top, because bottom tower feels pretty dead. You can't TP into this one PA and also Tide Hunter's Ravage, so you need to make a rotation on different side of the map.
Oh, good little courier pick up there as well. Making sure Silencer couldn't deward.
Dire's top tower is
I'm just looking at these stacks on the left-hand side. Radiant Triangle. Alone can clear these large camp stacks, sure, but who's going to clear the Ancients? Because Wraith King can't yet, can he?
Kunkka. Kunkka will.
Okay.
Love this play from NoPing. Monster parks himself bottom, which means they can't take the tower. They bloodlust him to look even scarier, and then he TPs to the top tower, stops any kind of push. So the only way Infamous can play right now is pretty much mid. Let's see if Analog reads this properly.
Yeah, he knows something's going on. Sits back near a small camp. Blink dagger queued up.
Radiant structures
Closing in on it.
fortified.
Its tower is pretty low though, 300 HP. And X-Mark Torrent comboing in with a great cookie. Theo Licor gets him right out of danger, straight over the walls of the arena, while Alone wants that tower, but he's being chased down by RDO now. And Magnus, yes, is hexed up for a sec, but he's still holding that RP, and Kunkka's dead anyway. They didn't need to spend the RP. This PA is going ham.
They also saved the tower. I don't think you want to deny the tower. You can still play around it, especially if they have a
Radiant's
glyph,
top tower is under
which
attack.
they don't. But it might reset. Phantom Assassin's massive. She's gonna have that Battle Fury, Deso timing relatively quickly, farming the stacks with the Empower. Empower is maxed out because it's a mid Magnus. We're even gonna stack Ancient Camp.
Well, another good cookie. And Magnus skewers to high ground. X marking Snapfire now alone. Switches targets. I'm not sure if KJ... Oh, he's just going to save the Snapfire there with a quick ignite and stun. Nothing to be gained by Infamous so far in his first 10 minutes.
Dire's
And a
middle
quick deny
tower
on that
has
tier 1
been
tower as
denied.
well.
That cookie was top tier. Getting out of Arena, getting out of Kunka's combo. It was freshly baked out of Grandma's oven.
Delicious. Yeah, we see it back on the replay. Analog straight out of there. And then they're able to turn back onto that Kunka. Alone. When he has a regen rune in his bottle, he pops it, but he's like, well, 5 heroes surrounding me. No way to escape. There's a Shadow Blade queued up on Kunka. Going straight for that. So no armlet, no halberd. Not tanking himself up. Going straight for the invis.
A lot of value from Silver Edge. Not sure if it's needed to go for it immediately. You want to break Magnus, break Tidehunter and Phantom Assassin. This is 11-minute Deso plus Empower Phantom Assassin. Two supports, they might die. Like once you get that level 12, I think supports just straight up die from a dagger if it's a crit.
Just one hit and they're gone. I guess it's go time for Infamous now, right? Shadow Blade on Kunka, Blink on Mars. Wraith King's gonna AFK farm with his Midas.
Yeah, you can play with other 4 heroes. He might decide to join, still keeping a point. 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah, still keeping a point if he wants to have ulti available.
Is that how you count in Croatia? 1, 2, 3, 7?
Yeah, because I'm doing math while I'm counting.
Oh, yeah. Four steps ahead. Production's confirming as well. 4 steps ahead of the rest of us Europeans. What is the move though for Infamous? Who do they go on? As a global, they find the Magnus. Can we cookie him out of this dangerous spot though as they jump in with RDO? Now an Arena spear in on towards them. The kisses are good though as well. And the Ravage in the back, finding 4 of them, stunning them with a tentacle as Lumiere is going to slap into the Ogre. KJ's gone, so a 2-for-2 trade. Alone, Invis running away, trying to escape Lumiere. Oh, he's slipping out of this one, but Reincarnation will bring him back up. The trouble being, he's surrounded. Snapfire.
Minus 12 armor, minus 15. He just disappears. Like they used everything on Mag, the global silence, because Cookie was available. So I think it's justified to use it there. FPS. Come back shortly. Arena was good on 2, but there's no follow-up. They already used everything, and then Snapfire from the backline. Snapfire's job in this game is like never use Mortimer's Kisses until you see global silence, or if silencer dies. One of the issues with Infamous supports is they don't build into any kind of armor items. Never. You can't itemize. Getting a Solar Crest sounds great against Phantom Assassin and all the minus armor that they got, but that's not gonna happen because it's just that doesn't look good. Like you're gonna have a Blink Dagger, a Glimmer Cape, maybe a Force Staff, but yeah, getting armor on these 2 heroes is kind of meh.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Just buy the puppy buckler, the casual buckler
and the chainmail. Protect yourself. Yeah. Like you want to get a Ghost Scepter eventually, but it's gonna take
good luck.
Okay, Silencer has 1 queued up. Oh, good. Just needs
he does.
100 gold.
That's all he needs. The trouble being, he won't be getting any gold for another 25 seconds because he's dead. And tier 1 tower under attack by Monster, who just plonks himself in front of the rest of his team.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Michael
attack.
also very distant from his Blink Dagger, which is something it feels they desperately need as that immediate snap jump into action. It looks like it's going to be delay. As Lumiere... Yeah, I've just seen what he's got queued. This is a flashback. Blast from the past.
Radiant's middle tower
This hero,
is under attack. Radiant's
you're
middle
missing the
tower
huge
has
timing.
fallen.
Like when you say Armlet Deso is the build, I think
Dire's
only time
top tower
Armlet
is under
Radiance
attack.
is
Radiant
justified,
are
even though
scanning.
it's also a missed timing, is maybe if you're playing against any
Like Illusion Hero.
Illusion Hero, like
Yeah.
Naga Siren, maybe PL. I think PL is the biggest one.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just classic Dota 2. You know, the game gets faster and faster, patch after patch. Everyone's looking for those little increases in momentum and efficiency. When you've got like Wraith King buying Hand of Midas into Radiance, it's not just a small window that you're giving your opponents, but it's a 20-minute window of I'm playing 4v5. I've got one hero that is PvEing, and the rest of my team is trying to do stuff. It also feels pretty rough when, you know, Sacred buys this Blink Dagger and he wants to go and create some chaos, get involved with a Shadowblade Kunkka. They have to fight. They have to go and do stuff.
There it is, Gary. You ask for S and Y. That's what Phantom Assassin has queued up in
Nice.
Quick Y. Yeah. We said a lot of value, a bit of tankiness. Status resistance is the key. It allows you to pick the possible combos if they're not executing properly. Probably status resistance is the greatest thing you can get against Lion. If PA decides to buy like a Dust, or if do they have it Ogre? He has a Dust and a Sentry.
And I've got one pre-placed
on one Sentry.
Alone. Just outside of the range of it right now. RDO and KJ come back in. Kunkka, Silencer. Get on top of the Ogre. They're also TPing the Lion down here. No, they cancel that. He's going to stick top instead. Yeah, the Ogre's just so tanky. Can't really be going on him. And Tidehunter just make sure that tier 1 top is safe and sound.
When you're playing mid Magnus and you have hero like Phantom Assassin, that also means you need to sacrifice a little bit of your own farm. Since you need to follow Phantom Assassin, and it also means you're not getting the camps close to where you were standing. Or farm.
Yeah, it does leave him a little bit behind, right? He's lower net worth than the Tidehunter even. Like Tide is opposite side of the map, getting full waves, full jungle. Yeah, you're right. Magnus slipping a little bit, but still ahead of the Wraith King.
Super strong. Having Magnus and Tidehunter. But also heroes that can walk in, like Tidehunter just say what up, show up in the middle of a fight, and then you have Magnus initiation. You also have Ogre who doesn't really care whether he dies or not.
They just walk and say what up to the tier 1 top lane. No cares. I do have Glyph on the Radiant. They are preoccupied elsewhere though. Don't even bother with the Glyph. Lumiere now 600 gold or less now, 400 away from the Relic. If you can clear this creep wave, get the tier 1 tower, he will be reasonably close to the Radiance. But Roshan's being taken. NoPing are in the pit, and if we thought the PA was scary already, having an Aegis on her as well, man, it really does compound the issue. And it looks like NoPing are coming down to defend their tower. You were back on the Wraith King, obliterated by the minus armor. His first life didn't really show off anything, and now the PA's on top of it. Lumiere is getting hacked and sliced apart by RDO's PA. The rest of his squad scattering to the wind, running the hell away.
Is under attack.
I don't want to be a downer, Gary, but this one not looking good. Says 4k gold lead on top. It's misleading to me. If I'm having a read on this game, this is more like 14k at this point. And I'm not even trying to exaggerate.
No, it really does feel that way. With Aegis PA, she's level 13, and Power, Bloodlust, still only level 1. Still good enough. Medallion on Snapfire. And the fact that they're choking out the map as well. Infamous can't push tier 1s, they can't farm their own triangle. And you've got Lumiere TPing to bottom outpost, scrambling and desperately trying to get what little farm remains out on the map. And the world gets incredibly small, cold and dark for Infamous. Michael's Lion is hunting for any straggling bounty runes.
A bounty which my
Tumbles
nature
toy into that dire side of the map, but he's been scouted. They know the Lion is out there. They don't care. NoPing in the prime position. Hold the high ground. Push into mid and top lane. And Monster's going to come and even cut that mid wave as well to make it a little easier for themselves. speared
Wrecking
back.
finally finished Sacred Relic. It's still not Radiance. Needs another 1,000 gold. One more Hand of Midas
Dire's
usage
bottom
plus the
tower
tower.
has
We'll
fallen.
get him closer.
So honestly, the fact that Mars spears the Tide behind tier 3 tower and Monster just like, nah, I really just don't care. I'm gonna kill the creep wave in front of you and then walk away is a massive indication of how this game is going.
Is under attack.
20 minutes in, they get 2 tier 2s. Still holding Aegis for another, what, 2.5 minutes?
Radiant's middle
What does
tower
Radiance
has
even
fallen.
do for the Wraith King here?
Good question, Gary.
Because he dies.
Best chance against Phantom Assassin. I don't know. It's just not a good item here. Like, I'm trying to stay positive, find something that is good. Huge missed opportunity.
Dire's
Okay, so
bottom
what does he
tower
buy
is under
next
attack.
then? If you know, he's committed to Radiance, that's what's happened. Midas Radiance is there. Does he go for like Blade Mail next? Does he need a BKB? Does he want Swift Blink? I just can't see the
want
progression.
Dire are scanning.
I actually don't know what you buy after Radiance. BKB, you're playing into Ogre, they could ruin you. Like, you still need to be able to stand your ground and deal damage. Maybe
Or
he's not gonna even be able to finish Radiance. Let's see, he's getting close. He's got it. He's got it. All good. Hands off.
okay, he has his Radiance. He's dead for 40 seconds.
Magic
But
wand,
yeah.
that's next in his quick buy.
Very nice.
Going for big items, go big or go home.
Oh, it's
Okay,
fine,
never mind,
Halberd.
Heaven's Halberd.
I was gonna say
Halberds against
he
BA.
should roleplay as
Not bad.
Alchemist. He should roleplay as the old Alchemist. Go Radiance, Manta, Octarine, and just split push and control the map. Hope that you can
Kind of
drag this game out.
disgusted by what you just said. I can't believe that was a thing.
Man, the good old days. Radiance, Manta, Octarine,
Radiant's
Alchemist.
bottom tower is
I mean,
under
it's
attack.
one way to play if you're this far behind. You know, map control, you can't underestimate
Dire's
what
top
it gives
tower
you.
is
Cutting
fallen.
waves, but he doesn't have, you know, boots of travel or anything, so it's a little bit awkward.
Radiant's
But
bottom
now they're
tower
all
has fallen.
hemmed in their base. They are bunkering down. Only one hero showing on the map from Infamous, that's the Mars, who's going to probably blink and TP back home in a sec.
Still a 4k gold lead after taking the tower, so that means Infamous is getting the farm out on the map. Okay, question for you, Gary. You're
Radiant's
silenced in
bottom
this game. You
tower
have
is under attack.
just freshly purchased Ghost Scepter. You see a
Dire's
dagger
top
flying
tower is
towards
under
you.
attack.
Do you pop it or not?
Yes, I do. I'm scared. I press buttons. Is there a punchline to this?
No, I was just wondering if you would, because like first time you're probably not gonna press it, but if you die instantly, then you're gonna
Radiant's
be
bottom
next time
tower
I'm
is under
using it.
attack.
If I see dagger at all, if I see PA, Mars.
Yep, half HP and an RP. Got that jump in as Axel is going to get ravaged as well. Even through the Ghost Scepter, skewering him across towards that high ground as that PA and Magnus find 2 reasonably simple kills. 2 ultis expended though. RP and Ravage now down for a good 2 minutes. And you look at the rest of the map. Alone, Lumiere, they're out there. They're farming. Michael's clearing camps
Dire's
as well.
top tower is under attack.
It's getting a little bit interesting. 4k lead still just plateauing out. It's being held at this for a good, what, 5-6 minutes.
Carry to carry matchup is not good for Great King. It's
Oh, is it not?
It's not so
Dire's
much about
top tower
focusing
is under
each other in a
attack.
fight. That's not what they want to do. They want to deal with the rest. Now Phantom Assassin has that BKB. It's about being able to lock down on certain hero, mostly supports. You've seen Magnus in the previous fight using RP on Silencer. Like, what are you gonna do about it? He popped Ghost Scepter, kept himself long enough to be able to use Global Silence, but the fight was already over, so no point.
And a smoke from Infamous. Kunkka, Silver Edge cooldown for 2 seconds. They're leading out with a high ground observer ward. RDO with the first one to make the move though. Michael destroyed by the hits and crits as Lumiere is dropping for the first time, and Alone's boat doesn't do too much. Audio's BKB giving the cover he needs. Lumiere and Alone trying to move forward. In with the arena we go, and focusing the PA, doing some serious damage onto Audio and disarming the Phantom Assassin as well, but the Wraith King dropping to the Mortimer's Kisses, gets one stun out at the very end, but Sacred now down, and NoPing just clearing through this fight.
They were close, but they called it. I'm not surprised that they called it, because the game looked pretty over when we talked about the 4K gold difference. Phantom Assassin, steroids for her in this game, and they couldn't do anything in the lane. Like panel talked about it, this support duo is just not great. Bad, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's very true. Like Arena plus Bulwark, just remove
Obviamente
all of your damage.
tiene como evitar el combo de tornado y épico del
Will be
difícil,
Medusa
que es
Bane
lo que
against
más me
Mars
gusta,
Marana.
básicamente, pero el hecho de
Some kill threat offered there between Monster and Theo Core with a spear and an arrow as potential. But Axel's going to have nightmare saves. Trade out with the Marana. Marana's currently just arrowing range creeps over and over again.
Posiblemente quiera por ahí poner a la mirada un poquito más
So that should push the wave into Radiant and then of course mirror back and bounce towards side tier 1 a little bit. It's that mid lane currently. Very close fought battle between Analog and Alone. 6-1 against 3-0, but they're both trading regen very heavily, like tornadoes, cold snaps.
It's a lot.
Resonant pulse all being spammed out incessantly. Top, a bit of aggression onto Michael. He's already spent little shredder, throws the scatter blast onto KJ. Audio and KJ can't get the kill, but they've zoned Michael out a little bit.
It's also one of the games where Gyrocopter doesn't have IO, doesn't have Bloodlust. There is no way to buff him up. These two supports like Marana might get something like a Solar Crest later on, but it's still not something that amplifies Gyrocopter's farm potential. So he will need to take care of himself, and they also need going.
That's a good question about itemization on position for Marana in general, right? Do we want to see an Urn or a Yule Scepter, Arcane's mech? Do you want that Spirit Vessel?
Spirit
what is the
feels too good to pass on.
Okay. See where Theo heads with that. I guess a similar story for this Invoker who's gone Quaswex. Yeah, he's got Urn queued up. We might see that Urn into Hand of Midas or so. Michael up top again. Yeah, just a little shredder down the homing missile. They're trying to chain stun him. This gives so much room to Sacred. 14 last hits. Has his helm already, so plenty of sustain just to stick around in the lane. They're also making sure that the small camp is blocked and cleared. No pulls available for KJ.
Yeah, sorry, Gary. When we were talking about how to buff up Gyro, I couldn't find anything. And on the other side, you have Medusa with Beastmaster Aura. You have Alacrity from Invoker. Snapfire will get eventually Solar Crest, so that's more than enough.
Yeah, and you said she's going to be the one true carry. Absolutely, with all that backup. Theo with an interesting deep ward. Scouting for couriers. One is coming out. We'll see if the Marana can snipe it. Monster is having a few struggles laning 1v2 whenever the Marana leaves. He's being brain sapped and zoned away from the lane. Good free farm lane there for the Medusa.
Has been killed.
Got the courier. That's something. Bane should try to figure out where the ward is, but it's very deep. Usually it's on the high ground. So this might not get spotted. Arrow, great arrow. Whew.
Perfect.
That's
right onto a low.
3.2 second arrow.
First blood, the void cascade.
This is
First blood for Analog.
Needed. He gets shared tango, picks up the rune, and yeah, like he's back. He's back. This is exactly a rotation that he needed. I want to go back to a bottom lane a bit, because you see this Bane holding 2 tangos and 2 healing cells. You don't even want to try to harass Medusa. It's mental damage that you're getting from seeing this on Bane.
Yeah, just focus on hitting creeps, I guess. Just shove wave, clear creeps. That's what Monster's doing with his God's Rebuke. Try what he can. And watching Theo here. Coming all the way behind this top lane, through the Radiant Triangle, into the chain stun. Well set up by KJ. Allows the Lion to get that kill in top. So 2 rotations by Marana so far. Yes, you're sacrificing the Mars a little bit, but you're getting so much more out of these additional lanes. I'm starting to wonder, with Void Spirit and Invoker, are we going to see these early rotations and TPing into lanes, or are we going to see people move into the mid lane to try and fight there?
I see Snapfire, TPing mid, trying to set up some vision. Theolic Core already on the mid lane. Trying to find an angle to kill the catapult.
Radiant's middle
Invoker,
tower
he'll
is
block
under
it,
attack.
so you need to be careful about it. And once Invoker leaves, one-shot it. That's the power of Mirana. And Pudge, don't forget about Pudge.
Don't forget Pudge, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Can Doom still... Doom can still devour Catapult, can't he?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess he's the third one, but we no longer have the Eidolons or the Enchant or any of that good stuff stealing the catapults. Ooh, alone into the Ghost Walk quickly. Sentry drop though, as Analog gives chase with a nice Earth Spike. KJ sets back up on the Invoker, but Michael's here with a little Shredder, Scatter Blast chipping away at the Lion while Invoker Fairy fires, but he's dead. Caught in an awkward position, trading out in a 2-for-1 it looks like. They should have Michael. Quick little Remnant into Assimilate. Full wand. And he's got a cookie.
Still cookie available. No leap charges. Bane's coming. He's okay.
Yeah, they had Astral Step coming up. He just got the mana for it there. But you're right. Bane with a Nightmare allows Michael to slip away from them. Still good, though, for NoPing.
NoPing plates 2 deep observer wards. One bottom part to kill the couriers. And one that... I don't know if this is going to get devorted. Yeah, there we go. Michael scouting things around. Courier coming. Yeah,
Radiant's
that's gonna get
top
scouted.
tower is under attack.
And stacking the Ancients a little more as well. So Lumiere has cleared bot wave. Goes into the jungle for a little bit. A little vacation from lane creeps. Get some neutral items. Now we're 7 minutes into the game. But look at this smoke coming. Theo and Analog. They saw the Medusa with their Star Observer Ward, I assume. And they'll go straight in towards Lumiere. She's level 6. 2-3-1 build, no Stone Gaze. A Remnant into Arrow, a lot of damage from Analog and Theo, and it looks like they should be able to bring down Lumiere here, but they're out of Astral Step charges. She's got the Pig's Pole and the Magic Stick to get out.
My gratitude is yours.
And here comes Bane. Pops double mango, healing salve. Where's the
Radiant's
tango?
bottom tower is under
He
attack.
gave him a tango as well. Medusa back to top lane. Bottom doesn't feel too secure, so this is going to be a trade-off. Playing around the Beastmaster, who has vision with the Hawk, has already that Ogre Vampire Mage. Ice Armor on top of
Radiant's
him.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is just going to be standard trade-off. Mid lane, Bane looks pretty dead, arrow misses. But doesn't matter.
Got 3 heroes there, yeah. Axel was trying to get that illusion room, it looks like.
Under attack.
But like you said, the trade out. Lumiere straight up the top with Inner Beast level 2. They'll make short work of the tower. Nothing really to stop them.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But we need Alone to become a little more active. This Void Spirit has made rotations. He's 2-0-1. He's, you know, level 7.5 almost. While Invoker hasn't really had any impact.
He's been playing alone. Yeah, he needs to, like, people need to rotate to his lane, or he needs to be active on the sidelines. Problem is, it's a bit too late right now, because you want to get that earn charge as fast as possible. He relies on it. He needs it to get a second kill, and he got ganked for the first blood, which made his lane much tougher. Analog has phase boots queued up on Void Spirit. Not a big fan of that. I still feel going for either Yule's Scepter to set things up, Asajj, always great, or Aghanim Scepter to be able to control the backlines, which I think is the best one you can get when you play against Bane and Snapfire. But we'll see what he decides to do. He feels he needs a bit more damage. It amplifies a bit of his farm, and have a bit of extra armor against Medusa and Beastmaster. In the end, decides to go for it.
Oh, nice. That beautiful Tumbler's Toy into the arena, sets up on the Invoker. Nightmare buys some time. The Deafening Blast is good, but that homing missile was better. Third death for that Alone Invoker as they just bring the swarms of heroes of NoPing into the mid lane yet again. And Ardio's Gyro is cleared through a large camp stack, still has Ancients to fall back on, while Lumiere attempting to take out his own triangle, but harassed by Theo, takes a pretty big snake and a roar from Sacred. Axel's here, still level 5 though, would love to have a Fiend's Grip to get a bonus kill, but the spear back holds him away. Medusa gives chase onto KJ and they will get the +1.
That's a very aggressive move, trying to invade enemy triangle against Medusa and Beastmaster, so you could be spotted by a Hawk, a Boar, and now they have a Catapult on a mid lane. There's no Mirana to one-shot it. Let's see if she decides to TP. Yeah, just gonna go for the safe one.
The land
There's a lot of units that they can block the arrow with.
Are fortified.
Yeah, they got balls in front. Gyro gets it on towards them with the Void Spirit as well, and Snapfire dissimulated upon. The Cold Snap was trying to get the Mars down low, but Infamous playing another game here with -1 hero pretty much. Lumiere is farming. He's not really looking to get involved right now, so it's down to the rest of them to hold the fort, defend their objectives with man down.
It's important that
That's
they
what Winter
keep
was saying, right?
Tier 1 tower mid alive. I don't think they care too much about the rest. If they get a trade-off, they manage to get a couple of kills. They manage to also get a bit of a tower damage on a mid lane. Invoker, as we mentioned, going for Hand of Midas as his next item, needs to be able to scale right now, really struggling. He has less Master at this point.
He sure does. But yeah, we see what Winter was saying about the carry-to-carry matchup. Like, early game, you kind of give it to Gyro, lots of magic damage, 3 points in the Rocket Barrage, and he's starting to not only farm Ancients, but also run at you and cause team fights to happen around him. While Medusa, not even a point in Stone Gaze yet. Fully focused on hitting creeps. Theo and Analog.
Dire's top
We
tower
see a
is
Hawk.
under
Aí
attack.
compensou, né?
It looked like they were trying to angle in towards mid again. And they're playing very calmly. While Sacred plants himself in that top lane, pushes out like the Beastmaster loves to do. Has his Helm of the Dominator and working quickly towards the Overlord.
They will have trouble killing that big creep, the ancient creep. They don't have enough damage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Which is the best ancient creep here, do you think, to like pair with a Medusa? Is it the Golem or Thunderhide?
Golem's always nice, giving us some extra HP to everyone.
Yeah.
Dragon is a bit more annoying to deal with. He is like choosing where you want to
Radiant's
fight with
middle
the
tower is
fireball.
under attack.
Smoke from NoPing.
Straight into Alone, who's holding the high ground. He sees them coming. Oh, but he jumped by that Void Spirit and blown it by the finger. Michael trades out the KJ, but they lose both of them immediately, and this Bane trapped.
Tower is under attack.
What a swift move in from NoPing. It looks like they'll lose their tier 1 tower mid,
Dire's middle tower
but they
has
do
fallen.
get 3 big kills and probably can just shove straight back across the river.
This is tower for
Radiant's middle
NoPing.
tower is under attack.
Gyrocopter with the freshly bought Aghanim Scepter. That's gonna be
Dire's
one
bottom
item that
tower
increases
is under
his
attack.
farm. Medusa, right now ahead, 200 gold. This time around, Medusa not messing around with her item build, going for the standard stuff. Dragonlance, Yasha into Manta style to be able to dispel things and deal a bit more damage. It's also increased farm. Good stats overall. It's all about the stats, and then going for Scotty. So pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, it's funny, right? She's like 200-300 gold ahead, but it feels like she's 5 minutes behind. Still needs more time to be as effective as the Gyro is. A good setup here with the sleep. Axel doesn't have grip though, so it's down to his EMP, the Cold Snap. But look at Analog with all his damage. Holds the Bane back, allows the leaps away. Theo disengages, as will Infamous with a cookie. And run back all the way westwards. Nice D-Ward.
Finally finishing his Hand of Midas. That's gonna increase the farm and give him a bit of extra XP that he desperately needs. Level 9 compared to Mars, who's about to hit level 10. Mirana's level 8.5.
It feels much more decisive, this game, in terms of how both teams are playing. There's no wishy-washy, we'll have a hero here and a hero there and we'll do our own thing. This has been, we will fight as a team, we'll, like, it's just chain smoking, basically. NoPing, just smoke after smoke, finding pick-off after pick-off. Infamous defending objectives, holding out and waiting for the waves to come crashing in onto them. RDO still wants to get onto this tier 1 mid. He shows on the wave, the rest of his team under the effects of smoke.
Radiant are scanning.
Obs and Sentry placed very quickly. Medusa alone bottom, but not really a hero they want to go for under a tier 2. Just clearing the zone, making sure there's nobody nearby this tower, and again Gyro just shoves, gets himself forward.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Does Sacred want to set up with a roar? because Bane's TPing in. Arrow flies all the way across and clips him.
Radiant's middle tower.
They've got Monster here with an arena for the Bane as well.
My nightmares evacuate bigger than you.
Just
Well, they got the
Bane.
tower, they got a kill.
Just the position 5. Lumiere's map read was really good so far.
Dire's
He
top tower
manages
is
to
under
dodge
attack.
a couple of ganks, his
Dire are
rotations
scanning.
in terms of like where he needs to farm and feel safe. We're pretty much on point. Level 13 right now. Gyro level 12 and a half. Manta style about to be... Okay, maybe he just decides to go for Scotty because he's keeping the
You two,
gold.
follow me.
Or Dragonlance, Yasha, Skadi, skip the Manta for now, yeah. Could be a decent option. And we're getting to that point. It feels like Infamous. Yeah, it's 4-10, but it's only a 2k lead for NoPing. They are getting past the worst part of the storm right now, where you kind of expect this Mars Arena with cooldowns and Void Spirit's ability to jump into the backlines to be finding bigger team fights and more core kills. Alone. He drops his items and gets arrowed. There's a core kill for you. That's the pickoff they've been looking for.
There would be no
The only core killer.
Aí começou, né?
He's been everywhere, hasn't it? It's been superb from the Mirana. 118. 9 out of the 11 kills Mirana's been involved in.
Invoker
Radiant's
really
middle
struggling.
tower is
I don't
under
know how
attack.
they like get him back into the game. Right now they're sitting underneath the ward, so good fight for
Radiant's
NoPing if they can
bottom
find
tower
another
is under
opening.
attack.
Another arrow, maybe. Whew. Scratches straight past the butt cheeks of Mortimer. And it's also after the story Avo told about Alone being the guy that was like stomping mid. You know, he learned how to play Invoker as his first playmaking hero when he was playing, you know, competitively on a team. So far, his performance hasn't really been up to scratch, but a good roar. Sunstrike and kisses, and was that grip as well?
A bit of an overkill there. Like
Kitchen
Invoker,
sink comes to mind.
Sunstrike on top of it. Misses Tornado. Who got the last hit?
It was Sacred.
Sacred.
So 455 gold to him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And 69 gold to everyone else. Nice.
Very nice. Invoker can't catch a break. Lanes are not in a good spot. There's a lot of farm that came into the mid lane. Bottom lane's also being shoved in. Dusa, yeah, she's just saving for that Scotty for now.
Yeah, fair enough. That's the 2 orbs. 500 saved up. And a triangle open to her. And what's Gyro up to? Aghanim's Yasha. So he's going SNY into Daedalus. No BKB, no Morbid Mask.
Playing
Doesn't
into
really have-
Bane, Stone
Radiant are
Gaze,
scanning.
Roar. Doesn't
yeah.
feel like that he's gonna get much value out of BKB. I respect that decision. I think it's a correct choice here.
Yeah, it makes sense when you put it that way. SNY, the status resistance, going to help him out
Radiant's
tremendously.
bottom tower
Even
is under
Medusa
attack.
should skip out the Manta style, to be fair, in this one, and get SNY. You're playing against Lion, Marston, Remnant. There's so many spells that you do not want to be like fully, especially Lion. Like Lion, this is a position 5 Lion that went for mana boots, which means he doesn't need mana drain. So that hex is online. That's a level 4 hex, 12-second cooldown, 4-second duration. Gotta be very careful about this one.
Absolutely do. They are just carving themselves this massive portion of the map for Medusa to clear through. 300 gold ahead of the Gyro. It did go up to like 800 gap a minute or so ago. So Gyro is closing in on that with towers and kills being picked up here and there. And again, we see NoPing just an infinite amount of smokes in their shop somehow, continually going across the map, hidden under this smoke. Into
It's
the
a good
Radiant Triangle.
wraparound. If they find Bane and Beastmaster, I think Beastmaster is a big one because Roar threatens a kill on one of the cores. They know. No, Infamous, they are aware.
They absolutely know. Hellbears and the boars cleared out by Analog. This is a good position for Infamous to actually just push into the tier 2 top lane.
Dire's top tower
They've got
is
the
under
bodyguards already clearing jungle. A couple of wards placed down as well to give them that vision and safety. And Lumiere's pinging it out, saying, hey, I'm going to go stand here. Give me alacrity. Let me hit the tower. Little
Radiant's
Shredder.
courier
Long-range
has been
Medusa with a Dragon Lance. And nothing to stop it. Theo's trying. Yeah. Angling for that arrow onto Beastmaster. And the Finger of Death finishes him off. Sacred gone. The Fiend's Grip on Monster. Mars inside his own arena. Lumiere, the winner of the gladiatorial battle, as Analog needs to have to step away, but he doesn't have it. It's on cooldown. Dissimulate is going to be his option instead. KJ's also nightmared up, and Lumiere, if he can just get one touch, Ascardi slow, that's all he needs. One hit to slow him down. KJ cookied upon, but it's not quite on the mark. The Leaping Frog misses the branch, but
it's time to rush. Beastmaster
heroes they needed.
Yeah, with the inner beast, they have enough damage. They know that there's no arena, no Mars, no cooldown. Time to use this info and turn it into something big.
Get that Aegis on Medusa. And now the landslide begins. The avalanche starts with a smallest of snowflakes.
Arrow.
And builds up and builds up. Has an arrow, but do you really want to go in here? Lion alive in 4 seconds. Nightmare slows down the gyros, move forward. And Log after step, double step into the pit. The Roshan killed off by Dire, snatched by Medusa though, as Michael, being sliced by Monster, has no spear, no God's Rebuke for another 5 seconds. And Gyrocop to your right, slowed and cold snap. In comes Axel, Nightmare's the gyro. Sunstrike comes on in. KJ trying, and they do bring down the Bane, but this Lumiere Medusa, an absolute beast, chases them down, and NoPing have no choice but to retreat.
Even in the previous fight, Bane kind of misused his ulti, went for Mars, who already used everything inside of the arena, was stone gazed. They need to lock down Void Spirit, so he does not need to rush anything around the Void Spirit. That's the last hit on Roche. Analog is like, he's madman, dude. He goes in, uses every single spell. They don't manage to land a cookie, but if they can lock him down, he's straight up dead there. There is no save.
Well, there's nothing to bail him out. Invoker, nothing to bail him out either. Ooh, Dusty Dust. There it is. Core carry, core player holding Dust.
What is this? What year is this, Gary?
I don't know. I was surprised myself. And Mirana has 2 of them as well. But in the end, Invoker survives thanks to Bane, who moves on in. But now Bane is kind of trapped in that top left corner of the map. And if they spot out this Beastmaster, this Snapfire, maybe NoPing could make a move. Just seeing people just pinging Medusa right now. Beastmaster's pinging Medusa, NoPing are pinging Medusa. How do you stop the Gorgon with 3 minutes left on Aegis? Level 17, about to hit level 18. And a Manta Scardi.
I see
Solar
Silver
Crest.
Radiant are scanning.
Okay. Still pretty handy.
Yeah, it's still
Dire's
good.
middle tower is under attack.
And now my favorite part about Medusa drafts, the 25-minute mark where she goes and plants herself in front of objectives. Sit in front of a tower, hit it until it dies. Couple of balls to help out, and there's Sacred, who is smoked and giving Inner Beast
Dire's
aura.
middle tower
Solar Crest on Medusa, all stacked up and full of steroids. A move.
Nicely done.
So pro. Oh, alone. Is he going to get his first kill of the game? He's hexed, but he's killed KJ. Burnt. That cold snap meatball. 1, 5, and 3 for alone. And he's got his Aghanim Scepter. He's got Midas off cooldown.
Radiance
This is what he
back in the
needed.
game.
Like a solo pick-off, got almost 500 gold from it, some experience. Aghanim Scepter finally done. So once they use a grip, if they use like a sleep is also a decent setup for Cataclysm, Primal Roar. They have a lot of ways to set things up.
I mean, that's 3 heroes dead, basically, right? You Nightmare 1, Grip another, Roar another.
Calm down.
3 heroes stuck inside Cataclysm.
It's not that easy to execute.
It definitely isn't. But a boy can dream.
Has fallen.
My favorite question now, is it high ground time?
It is. They still have a minute and a half left in this Aegis. KJ needs to be
Dire
careful.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, throws an Earth Spike and gets the hell out.
Lanes
Glyph.
are in a good position. Mid lane pushed in, top lane of course. You can't have 3 lanes pushed in. You're doing something wrong. If that happens, enemy team's doing something wrong. Look at this Medusa. Solar Crest, Alacrity.
My goodness. Yeah. And a little Shredder to give that minus armor as well. Backdoor regen has kicked in, but new creep wave with a catapult has arrived. A new Alacrity
Dire's bottom tower.
and a new Medusa. Still 50 seconds on Aegis. Now NoPing. They've got that timer down.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Potentially, you could look at this Medusa with, what, a third of her mana pool as a potential target. But it's so disciplined from Infamous, the way they're sitting behind her.
38 seconds. They need to time this correctly. Like, they need to start a
Dire's
fight
bottom barracks has fallen.
and go for the rest. 30 seconds.
Oh, it's a rough one.
Deeping mid. Like, this is risky. This type of play is very risky. Medusa's already gone, but they might need to take some loss. They might lose 2 heroes.
Yeah. Oh, they'll get the Snapfire. The one casualty that was left behind. They saw the gyro rotating around the 2 mid lane wards there from the Radiant. Kinda saw the smoke coming, even if the other 4 heroes were hidden. They saw the gyro moving and they guessed where they were coming from.
It's a very bad move when you do something like that. Imagine they have a lane ward that is scouting tier 2 towers, so they can react like 2-3 seconds faster than that, and then could result in maybe 2-3, sometimes even 4 kills. Depends.
Yeah.
If you're core, if Medusa TP's out, they lack damage. They're not taking that fight.
Oh, Elven Tunic on Dusa now. Good luck, NoPing. Didn't go for the Silver Edge. Got the Chrysalis, working on BKB next. So worried about the magic damage and the control from NoPing. I guess the fact she didn't go for S&Y means, like you were saying, right? KJ's Hex is a vital tool that NoPing has to control her.
Yeah, there aren't many things that he can dispel anyway, so, I mean, there's no Spirit Vessel. Morana decided to go for full Solar Crest, so would still prefer if that's S&Y in this case. Both carries in this game, 0 deaths combined.
Oh. Yeah, 105, 106. Very close between the two of them, but net worth-wise, 3,000 is the gap between Medusa and Gyro, thanks to that Aegis and, of course, the bot lane of Barracks going down. And NoPing, would you believe it? Our 5-man smoked once again.
Smoke.
Where do they get them from?
Radiant are scanning.
Just pop down to the
shop.
Yeah, pop down to the corner shop.
What if we had a discount shop that sells items that malfunction from time to time? Like there's, I don't know, like 15% chance that if you click it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or like you get a Solar Crest, but it doesn't give 6 armor and 5 attributes. It gives 3 armor and 3 attributes.
You buy a Stout Shield, but after enemy hits you 5 times.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? Only pay online?
Only if you buy online. Yeah. You can't go in.
So you don't buy it with in-game gold. You microtransaction $5. The Broken Item DLC, brought to you by Lacoste. Please, never.
I mean, we had dumber shit in the game, Gary.
I mean, there are other games that do that kind of thing, right? Not necessarily with microtransactions, but there are items which, you know, destroy after a certain amount of uses, or you pick up let's say we have quality of our items, right? There's like a legendary BKB or a.
We had the Aghanim Scepter that disappeared after a certain time. We have drums that you lose charges.
That's true. No, that's very true. I mean, I guess BKB is like prime example, right? You lose your timer on that BKB.
Take us.
And time is money.
Like Shadow.
Time's everything, Gary.
It is. Yeah, we don't have enough time on this planet. This is very telegraphed from NoPing. I believe Infamous knows this is coming. Moonlight Shadow is scouted by the creep wave mid. They've then run past another creep wave. Fortunately, Roshan isn't alive for another 2.5 minutes though, so there's no real rush from NoPing here, even if they feel like they need to go and do something. The vision has been perfect from Infamous. Axel's done a great job keeping tabs on the Dire team, who have to come back and defend their bottom lane because it's about to reach tier 4s.
Dire's middle tower.
Lumiere
is
gets
under
away from the
attack.
arrow. And the dance around the pit begins. RDO, KJ, the jump, the roar, the cataclysm comes. He's inside the arena, but RDO dead with no buyback, and Lion slowed down by the Skadi slow, nearly dropping himself, but they'll turn onto Analog's Void Spirit instead. Massive kills for Infamous, and now the move towards high ground yet again. Just wander up towards tier 3s.
Lion got pushed by Roar to the side into Cataclysm.
Oh no.
Slowly. It was like, well, I can't do anything about this one. My Blind Dagger got cancelled. I don't think they have enough damage. This is the first step of Gyro. He has no buyback, needs 100 gold. There are no boundary runes on the map that can be picked up. So they can go in and get mega creeps.
Dire's middle barracks.
Yeah, they have more than enough.
Dire's middle barracks.
Yeah, yet again, Medusa wins games. Lumiere just moves straight past the range barracks, goes for the tier 3. Knows that the range ranks can be cleared up quite easily later on, even if it's just a random creep wave arriving. And they're all still sitting in behind this Medusa, who dodges the spear. Buildings toppling. One remains in that mid spot. There's the mega creeps. That's KJ. Oh god. Careful, buddy. Skadi slow is a dangerous thing. And with 20 seconds until Roshan, I mean, NoPing have like one choice. Do they have it? Do they have a smoke? Do they have another smoke?
We're gonna ask that. I don't think they have a Lion. No, those left.
So sad. But they've got Moonlight Shadow. That's a
Moonlight Shadow.
Pseudo smoke. Oh my god, the Lion! That's a good BKB from Lumiere. Cataclysm's gonna come out, and they've called up the Gyro. Skadi slowed, and RDO, he's about to go to the grave. Dead for 70 again, and GG's called. KJ, Analog, who's left? Give me some more kills. Lumiere, he's on a spree. 307.
Great performance by Lumiere. I think second and third game were clear outdrafts, and it was very hard